All right, everybody, happy Monday. I love this time of the week when we get together and crush our goals and hear all of the things. So, I am Stefani Dunn, been with the company almost 14 years and constantly learning and so excited for what we have going on, you guys, right now. And we kind of named this Millionaire School. I'm like, we need to come up with something. I'm usually just like Team Zoom, but you guys are millionaires in the making. And how do you run that business? And I think it's a lot like this. How do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. And that's what we're going to teach you in Millionaire Schools. How can you be successful and continue on up the ranks in this business? And I couldn't think of a better person to kind of kick this off. I told Jill, I said, no pressure, girl, no pressure. But, a couple of things that I notice about Jill all the time is her attitude, and always excited and so driven, and loves the products, loves people, and is always doing the right thing and pivots when she needs to. And she's just learned to do a lot of the things that is so important. And sometimes I think back to it and I'm like, she does the simple things to be successful. And so when you guys are thinking about this, really the ways that we get started in this business is you join. Everybody got a distributor kit, right? We have amazing distributor kits right now, and we get paid by enrolling customers and distributors. And sometimes I think we get caught up in all of the things and we forget how simple our business is if we just stay disciplined and have the right mindset in what we're going. So I am so excited for everything that we've had. I hope you guys all had an amazing Easter and holiday weekend and spring break and enjoyed all of the things. But now it's time to really get going. And I don't want to take up any more of that time. And I'll just remind you of some of the things at the end. But I want Jill to come on and just share a little bit of her story. And then I sent her questions already. And I'm going to pull those questions up and we're just going to get started right now. So be ready to take some serious notes, guys. All right. Jill, can you unmute yourself?
Yes. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, ignore my voice. I have a sinus infection. It's that time of year, but okay, you guys. So I started this business 4.5 years ago. This is my second time with It Works, like 1 millionth time with network marketing. It just never really stuck for me. And so I'm going to give you a backstory. I married my husband, Pat, right out of high school sweethearts. And I was 19. He was 21 years old. We wanted to start a family right away. And our finances were a mess, a complete mess. And this might sound bad, but I married into debt. Like I never had a loan until I got married. And so I didn't really know how to manage my money, and we weren't smart with it. I feel like every time we got a paycheck, we'd blow it and we would miss a bill. Cause we're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even know how to budget my money. And so it was just kind of like this circle, but we wanted to start a family right away. So we had my son. And as soon as I had him, like when I was on maternity leave, that's when I started looking for something that I could stay home or have extra income so I could spend more time with him. You guys, put a 1 in the chat if you're a mom. I like really interactive things. So I just want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you're a mom and you feel this. I didn't want to take my son to daycare. I wanted to raise him. My mom was a part-time nurse, so she was home with us all the time. And my job, I worked 4 or 5 to 6 days of the week, and I didn't want to miss out on anything with him. My husband's an over-the-road trucker. So I started with a company. I'm not even going to name all the companies because there's a lot. I started, didn't have any guidance, didn't know what I was doing. So I quit, joined another and another and another. 2016, this was the first time I ever did anything in person with somebody. My friend came over and she was like, my cousin wants me to go have a drink with her at the bar and learn about some business that she does called It Works. And I was like, okay, if it's a free drink, why not? So we went to the bar and she told us she had a whole binder with everything. And I got so excited and I started like dreaming for more. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this could be like my ticket to be a stay-at-home mom. I joined and I had no contact with her. Like she wouldn't message me back. I didn't know what I was doing. I fell in love with the products and they work. I mean, you guys, it's the name of the company. It Works. Like they work so good. And I was like, whatever, it's just another flop. We'll just keep moving and keep grooving. And so I just kept joining company after company and nothing ever really stuck with me. And so long story short, I had my daughter in 2017. And when it was like my time to go back to work, you guys, I was working at a nursing home, 10-hour shifts, like 4 to 5 days of the week. My husband was over the road. So if you can imagine, everything like relied on me. My job was paying for my daycare and my gas and my health insurance. And I was like, it's not worth it. I'm missing out on so much with my kids. And so then I started in-home daycare thinking I would be rich, but I was just stressed. Like, there were so many kids all the time. And I am a big stress eater and I have a really bad problem with like binge eating. So when I was stressed out, I was eating and eating and eating. And I gained a lot of weight. I was almost 250 pounds and I wasn't looking for another network marketing job. I just kind of was at a loss and I was like, nothing's going to work. Like, I'm going to be stuck hating my job, stuck being like broke. Like, you guys, when I would get paid, I'd go put our money in the bank and I would take cash out because I knew we wouldn't have enough money for groceries. It'd always be negative the next day. So I'd have enough for cash. So I'd go get groceries. That's how broke we were. And I saw somebody posting about coffee. We all loved coffee. Hopefully you love it. If not, hopefully you like something else. But I saw somebody posting about the coffee and I was like, okay, if I can be skinny, like I knew it was It Works right away because I stalked the girl who she was a host to post. I stalked her and I was like, okay, this is It Works. I know that the products work. I messaged her and I asked her like how much it was to join. I didn't have any money. I was like, okay, wait till Friday until my daycare parents pay me. Ran up to the bank really quick and I got the starter pick. I cannot talk. The starter pack. There we go. And I was in and I was like, I just want the coffee. I didn't tell her I wasn't going to work the business, nothing. I started as a distributor and she kept messaging me every single week. So if this is like a tip, you guys, don't give up on those people who don't message you back. I could show you my inbox. There's so many girls on my team who they join and don't message me back, but I'm like, okay, once a week at least, I'm going to check in and see how they're doing. And she messaged me. It was almost a month in and I was out of coffee, fell in love. I lost like 10 pounds my first month. She was like, are you ready to work the business? And we used to get shopping sprees back then. Now you guys get big bonuses. So you have it a lot better. And she was like, are you ready to work? And I was like, well, I'm out of coffee and I don't really have another choice because I love it. And I don't want to keep being like really overweight and miserable. So I was like, if you can help me, I'll do it. But I was so scared. I'm from a really small town in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska. I had 200 friends on Facebook. And I was like, everybody's going to judge me. Everybody is going to judge me. But I also, like, somewhere in the back of my head, I was like, what if this actually works? Like, what if this time it actually sticks and I'm able to be successful with it? And that was my mindset. And I made a post and my husband was like, Jill, what are you doing? He was like such a negative Nelly. And if you guys know Pat now, he's like all on board with it. He's like starting to promote the products on his own. But he was like, my friends think you're so annoying on social media. So you know what I did? I deleted them. Pat didn't really believe me, so I proved him wrong. So I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I love the products. Everybody else is going to love the products. So I just pushed really, really hard. Within 5 months, I went diamond, got my first 4-figure paycheck. And that's when everything changed. Pat got a little bit more on board and he was like, dang, like you are getting, like, we're getting ourselves out of the situation we were in. And then we started house hunting. Probably not the smartest decision, but we made it work. Like, we always wanted to live on a farm. Well, I did. I don't know about Pat, but I've always wanted to live on a farm. And so we found our farm that we live on now. And 2 months later, we went to double diamond. And then about a year later, we went triple diamond. So, I mean, it's completely changed our life. I obviously don't do daycare anymore. I love the products. I love the business. I love the fact that we get to share what we love, but also help other people make an income doing it. So, a little bit about me.
I love that. And I think you guys need to hear that she did a lot of other things. So can I ask, what was different, Jill? What was different in this company?
The community. I've never had support like this ever in any, I mean, working even at like a corporate job, you don't have support. You don't have multiple people that you can reach out to. So like if I reached out to my upline and she didn't message me back, I had other people I could reach out to because I've seen them on Zoom. I've seen leaders. So I was like, why not? Everybody seems so welcoming. And I was a little bit scared at first because I was like, this is a lot, like this is a lot going on, but they act like they want me to be successful. They did want me to be successful. And so I was like, I'm just going to do what I have to do to make myself, like, prove my husband wrong. That's really what pushed me at first. I'm going to prove him wrong and I'm going to do this.
I love that, you guys. So one of the things is don't judge. I love that. Don't give up on people. Don't judge people. So if you've signed someone, maybe that's a good reminder tonight just to reach out and be like, you know what, maybe life happened. Are you ready? Because sometimes people feel maybe ashamed and are afraid to reach out because they haven't quite got started. So sometimes you just reaching out and sending that message, that's such a great tip in itself right there, is just reaching out on who could you reach out tonight on your team and just, let them know that you're here for them. I think sometimes we forget about that. But Jill, if you could go back in time, we know that there's so many resources here to be able to plug into. And one of the things that I think you guys need to make sure is that you're in the road to VIP, because they have so many great trainings, and the Sunday night calls are keeping you in the loop of what's going on. Your e-suite, you can follow top leaders, team pages, all of the things. So make sure that you're in that and have the It Works app, because you should be getting notifications, just like we have, you guys, the free bag of peppermint coffee until it sells out. So it automatically gets uploaded to their cart for free, anything over $100. So what a great promo we have to be utilizing right now. But how would you go about, like, we know kind of our first goal is, we want to get 4 customers and a distributor as quickly as we can. And so if you could go back to Jill, just starting out, what do you think, and I know things change, but like in the now, like, what would you do or say to a newbie that you wish you would have had back then when you joined?
Stop thinking that people are going to say no before you even ask them. That was one big thing. Because I mean, living in a small town, I've done a lot of businesses. I've asked a lot of people for support, and I was so scared to ask like my immediate family, my friends, and they supported me down the road because I finally had the guts to actually ask them. But right off the bat, it was people who I didn't even think. I was so loud, you guys, on my social media because I fell in love with the products. But if I would have asked my friends and my family, I would have got more customers right away, right off the bat. Some of my first distributors, you guys, once it was like a month, like fully doing it. So I didn't work my full month. So the second month I was in, I finally like figured it out. I was like, I'm just gonna ask. Like, what's the worst I could say is no. I asked my next door neighbor, she signed up as a distributor. I asked one of the daycare moms, she signed up as a distributor. It was the people who I never thought would.
Mhm. I think that's sometimes the thing is like you think that person has it all together, or they may not be the one. Again, take all judgment out, because I know that I was that person just waiting and praying for somebody to reach out to me. So I always want to ask those people. So if you think, oh gosh, this person's super successful, they don't need it, or you know they may not have time. If they want it and they're asked, they may have the time and they're going to work it in. So don't, I love that. That's such a huge tip, because we get in our own heads way before, and we don't know what we don't know. So assume that they're going to want it. Like, what an amazing opportunity we have. And especially right now, you guys, everybody can use the extra money with inflation and things that are going on. Like, even just saying who wants the extra $500, that's like been working so well. So I know you say you wish you would ask. Would you do that? Would you do a messenger party? Would you reach out and just say, would you do a post? Like, how would you go about getting your first few customers?
Honestly, a lot of you guys might not want to hear this, but I would have done an actual like in-person party. Lori got me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I would have done an in-person party because how hard is it to say no to somebody when you're in person? And I would have done that. I would have done literally anything it took to get my customers if I wasn't so scared. Like that's when my mindset a few months in, because I was like, I want this for my family. So if I could have done a messenger party, I would have done a messenger party. If I could have done like a wrap party, I would have done a wrap party.
You guys know this. I'm seeing some comments like, if you're scared, drop a 2 in the comments. Like, I think that's the thing, is you're going to find that so many people are scared and it feels weird and it's uncomfortable. And that's a great place to be, because you haven't stepped out and watched the floodgates open when you take that step. So tonight, seeing these 2s roll in, you need to write down, I'm going to set up a messenger party. I'm going to reach out to 10 new people. I'm going to try and have people come over and actually try the product in person. So write all those things down and then reach out to your enroller or somebody on your team page or wherever you're at, because somebody wants to help you. And I think that's the thing, is the afraid of the unknown, but we're all here to help you be successful. But you have to take that step, that first step, right, Jill? You have to do the asking. Like, we know what can happen when you start to ask and you're getting those questions, but we don't know how to help you unless we have the questions. So I would definitely do that. That's so many 2s that are like, I'm scared. And I was the same way, you guys. The number one earner of the company, I remember I was just like Jill too. Like, I wanted this so freaking bad that back in my day, because been in the company for so long with no social media, we had to go in front of people. I went into like strip malls, you guys, and introduced myself and talked about the product, sweaty pits and all. It's like the scene straight out of Saturday Night Live. And I'm just like, I was like, oh my God, if they could only see the sweat like underneath. And I would call Joel and be like, I was so nervous, but they actually said yes. And so that moment that you get a yes, like we're going to celebrate that for sure. But totally do that. Write those things down. And that's an easy step. And Jill, I think, it comes with confidence. And you said you fell in love with the product. How important is being a product of the product?
You guys, it's literally key. You cannot expect somebody to buy product from you if you've never shown yourself using the product, shared your results. I get it. It's out of your comfort zone 100%, you guys. It was so hard for me to share my first before and afters. This might be like bad of me to say, but I'm like, I was so overweight and I don't know why I tried to hide it. People, they have eyes, they could see. And I'm like, I need to stop because there's so many other people that are struggling with that same thing. So if I can put myself out there and show that I can literally just drink a coffee every single day and lose weight, they can do that same thing too. So I think it's huge. I really, really big. And I do want to touch on something. So you guys, I lost 65 pounds right away, like within like 7 months of being in the business. And I got sick like 2 years ago and it like really took a toll on my mental health and I gained a lot of weight back. So I'm on a brand new journey. And that took a lot of guts to say, like, I gained some of my weight back. But I'm always on a journey, always having a product that you're sharing your results with. Maybe you're to your goal weight. That's awesome. Help me out. I'm just kidding. But maybe your 2 year goal weight. Go use your hair, skin, and nails. Go use your oils. Go find a product that you can get good results with. There's always something that we're always working on. Otherwise, if you're not, you're stuck. We always have to be doing something.
I think that's key, you guys. You're constantly going to be doing this, and we're getting older. So for me too, like I'm still going to try things because I know now I'm in a different season of my life. I'm not in my 20s anymore. My mind thinks that, but my body does not. So you don't bounce back as fast. And thankfully we have those skinny wraps. I still think that's one of our best kept secrets. Like we need to be louder about that, but I think that's an amazing product that people may eat right and lose the weight, but they can't tighten up that loose skin without something for help. So we do have product that works. You have to invest in yourself to be successful. If you were to ask me, ask Jill, top leaders, how are you successful? Every one of us are going to say before and after pictures, a product of the product. That's probably one of the most important things because it builds confidence so that you now feel confident to ask people to get the messenger parties up. And then you can share your before and after part or pictures too. So I love that. And it doesn't have to be all the products. Jill said coffee. That's what I heard her say, you guys. So pick something that you love and you can really write down and you're really passionate about and be consistent with that. Give yourself time. I think people take themselves out, they get started and they take themselves out and don't realize, I'm going to give myself a year. Business owners know going in, they're going to give themselves 5 years. Like if you were to go invest, you're in it. You usually sign a lease and those are generally 5 years. So invest in yourself and watch what your business does. So I love being a product of the product. The hands down, me and Joel, especially Joel, I swear he's got a bazillion different before and after pictures. So it's okay because we're human. And Jill's got a great story. She can go, this is where my story was before. And then life happened. I got sick. She can share that. She's relatable. So actually you have a really good story, no matter how many times you get your before and after pictures. Do you have a schedule? I think this is one of the questions people are like, I don't have time, or, what do I do? So do you have a schedule?
Yes, I do. So it's kind of like a routine now. Once you do a schedule for so long, you guys, it turns into a daily routine. So I'm going to kind of run you through. I am so wishy-washy. I'm waking up early. I sleep through my alarms so bad. Get an accountability partner. I don't know if she's on here, but one of my girls on my team, Listy, she calls me. You can look at my phone. She calls me at between like 5:30 and 6 a.m. every single day. And we get on Zoom and we get our work done. So I usually have my host to post up by like 10 o'clock in the morning because I am messaging people before they're up. So what do people look at usually? First thing when they wake up is their phone. They wake up and I'm saying, hey, quick question, would you mind posting for me? They're going to respond back right away. So when I get up in the morning, number one, I always make a story with my coffee. Okay. I was going to say this when you asked the last question. I show myself making my product or using my product every single day consistently because I love it. Okay. So my routine is I wake up and I stumble to the kitchen, I make my coffee, do a video, and then I sit in my office for a whole hour. And so in that hour, what I'm doing, I'll post my story and then I will take a selfie. I always post myself with my coffee every single day. And then I'm responding to messages. And then what I'm doing is I'm sending host to post asks. I'm sending them all out before my kids are up for the day. I feel like I feel so much more accomplished. I have more time throughout the day to do trainings with people on my team. I have more time to get more hosts to post up. But that is like my non negotiable every single morning. It's my story, get my host to post and respond to messages. And then I have get my kids ready for school. I don't have time to be on my phone when I'm doing that. Take them to school and then I go to the gym and I come back home and I respond to messages again. And then just throughout the day, I'm responding. I'm in conversations with customers. I'm in conversations with distributors. But I think if you're a mom, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom and or not a stay-at-home mom, okay. Well, I'm gonna go two different ways. If you are a single mom, I'm not a single mom. My husband is just gone a lot. He works a lot. Okay, he's over the road most of the time. It is like key to get off of your phone when your kids are home if they're in school. This summer's gonna be way different, okay? But my kids are only home for like they get off the bus at like 4:45. They go to bed at 8 o'clock every single night. So I have 3 hours with my kids to clean up like after supper, to make supper, to give baths, to play with them, give them all my attention and do homework. My phone is in my office charging. I'm not gonna let my phone be a distraction. And that was something I had to learn. So when I went double diamond and we bought the farm and I wasn't doing daycare anymore, I thought I had all the time in the world to run my business. And I realized that I wasn't doing anything. I mean, I was getting like 5 hosts to post a day and I'd forget a post, I'd forget to do all these things. So that's when I realized I needed a schedule so I could still continue to run a successful business. I mean, you get to double, that's awesome. But if you don't let it stick and you just decline, and don't continue to do the things every single day, it's not worth it. Okay. So I was like, I need to stay consistent. I need to get a routine. I need to get a schedule. So I made a decision that I'm going to have prioritized time for like my husband, my kids, my business. I'm going to have time for my business now since it's like further down the road. I have that 1 hour in the morning. That's my main time for me to get most of my business done. Because if you're a leader, you have people underneath of you. You need to help them with conversations. You have newbies you have to get in touch with, messenger parties, helping people with, there's so many different things. I don't mean to say that to scare you, but I think as a leader, we have to prioritize our time. Okay. Cami always said, if you guys know who Cami is, she said 1/3 of your business is you, 1/3 is your team, and then 1/3 is your self development. So when I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, we always are listening to self development. When I'm in the car, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to audibles. That is something that I cannot go without every single day. So kind of my routine. My nights, my kids are at baseball practice right now, but my nights from like 8 o'clock till whenever it's dedicated to Zoom. If there's no Zoom, I'm spending time with my husband if he's home. But if he's not home, you guys, I'm in my office because I love what I do and I just want to work. Like if I'm being honest, I'll be in my office all night if I have to.
I love that. She has goals, you guys. She's going prez. I was like, screw that. We need to get her to ambassador because she has the right mindset for that. And you guys, she gave you so many great, easy things that we do. I think that's the thing is we just jumble it up so much, but making that decision right away. So if you could go tonight, get out your calendar, and you don't have to get anything fancy. You could just write down your 30 days or whatever on a piece of paper. But what do you already have in the month, the rest of the month of April that kind of you have to do? So whether it's a doctor's appointment, something for the kids, whatever that is, church, write all of the things that you have to do. Now looking at that, where are you going to work into your business? So Jill just said she gets up in the morning. This is when she does that. So maybe you work full time. You need to decide, am I going to get up 30 minutes early, an hour early to get some questions asked? Because here's the thing is you just got to get it out because people don't know that you're not responding right away. They'll respond back when you respond. And I think sometimes people are like, I'll wait till when I have time. You're always going to say, I'll wait till I have time and never have the time. So you have to create that and get that in. And I love what Jill said. It's not a schedule. It's part of her life now. It's a habit. She's created something that is just so second nature. And I think people are like, what do you do? It's almost like the same thing. I don't have to think about it. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't think about it. You just do it. And so once you have that and you're being a product of the product, you've got the confidence, You're excited to ask for the posts, the host of posts, and to do the messenger parties. And before I forget, you guys, there are trainings on messenger parties, Zooms, that you can go back and watch the recording, and how to do host to post. So if those are some things that you need more training on, write that down, go to the person that enrolled you or into the team page, get the direction of where you can go to watch these recordings, because that right there will help you. Just wanting to do it and then taking the action to get on. So just getting on the Zoom isn't going to do you any good unless you take the actions to do the things. And I think back to even when I was brand new, you guys, I just knew I had to do it. I was scared, but I knew the only way to learn was to do. It's just like riding a bike. You know, I remember being so scared and nervous, and your parents are right behind you, cheering you on, you know, giving you the training wheels, right? We're like your training wheels. We believe in you. And once we see you go, it's like, we're so proud. It's like, okay, keep going, keep going. You can do this, because it's real simple once you got it. And I think that that's so key. But you said something else too. You know, 1/3 is you, 1/3 your team, and then 1/3 mindset or business development. And I think that's important. Even as a newbie, I didn't really realize that, but here's why. If you look at your phone first thing and it's a negative, it can take you out if you don't have personal development and have the right mindset. And it can start off little. So Jill, what are some things that you have found that you love for mindset or business development?
So when I started, I actually read Rachel Hollis' Girl Wash Your Face. Like that was my absolute favorite. Let me pull up. I have a bunch on Audible that I just finished one. But Ed Milet on YouTube, I listen to him all day, every single day. I can look at him all day, every single day. I'm horrible. He is so good. Tony Robbins is really good. Let me look and see. I just finished a book. If you guys haven't read Believe It by Jamie Learn, like whatever.
Kern Lima.
Kern Lima. Yes.
I love
It
her.
is the best book. It is so good. And then The Power of One More by Ed Milet. That's a really, really good one. One that I think it's a really, really fast. If you get it on Audible, it's called Do It Anyway, Girl by Michelle Cunningham. It was just a random one that I found and I listened to it driving like 2 hours one day. And it was so good. It was about a girl who is in network marketing and how she started her business. And it gave me so many good tips. But those are just some good ones, you guys. I mean, what's his name? Steve Harvey. He's really, really good. I love listening to him. There's just so much. You guys, if you go to YouTube and just type in like motivation, you're gonna find stuff. I listen to it in the gym, or you can look up like if you're working on like confidence, you can just type in boosting your confidence. There's so many different things, and if it's not doing anything for you, don't listen to it. Find something else that just really, really speaks to you. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time.
You guys, I love what she said, Audible. Most of the time, especially in this, people start because they're working and maybe they need extra, like how can they make extra money, or they're driving their kids, or they're doing something. So a lot of times you're driving to the grocery store. There's some things that we have to do. Like, where can we implement this during our day that we're driving? I'm one for the shower. I don't like to take 5-minute showers. I don't know what it is about hot water, but I love it. It's my think tank. Like, give me in there. So that's another great place, you guys, just to fill your mind up right. And you guys, the Bible is probably hands down the best book you can go to, and just open it up. Like sometimes I'm just like, I just need to read something, and it always is exactly what I need to see. And it can just be one sentence, and that's all I need. So you don't need to necessarily go, I need to go dive into all of these books all at one time. Like, that's not what we're saying. But I promise you, when you have your mind right and who your circle is and who's speaking life into you, because if somebody's saying this isn't working, or man, I can't do this, and this isn't that, and it's all negative, we need to step back and either go, can we help them and direct them, because maybe they have never had somebody encourage them in the right way? Or do you need a different circle because you've tried, but you need to get the right motivation? This is for you, right? If you're in an airplane, they're going to tell you if the plane is going down to put the oxygen mask on you first, so that you can help other people. And there is nothing wrong with taking care of yourself first. When you get filled up, you can fill your team up. Okay. So that is so crucial in this. And I know that we don't always talk about that because, especially for me, I'm like, what do we do? Customers, distributors, like that's what we do. But we also need to know, like, you're going to get hit with roadblocks and bumps and negative, and it's just part of life. Even if you're not in network marketing, people love to try to take you out and not be encouraging. So, this is your life. You get to control that, and you get to lead the life that you want, and you are destined for greatness, and you deserve everything that you want and wish for and dream of. There's no reason you can't have that. There's plenty. There's so much for so many. And so that's important. But where do you do that? You just implement it. Again, like Jill said, I asked, do you have a schedule? You've got to write it down. What is important to you? And this is for new people coming in. Like, I wish somebody would have said that early on to me. Like, okay, you may not think that you want to be like a millionaire right now. If you're in Millionaire Scary, you're not thinking that. I just thought maybe $1,000. So maybe you're in going, I just want $300. It's the exact same. You still have to have that good mindset, because when you believe in something, people can sense that. So if you're not that full in belief, people are not going to buy into what you have, and they're buying into you even before that product that you absolutely love. So, is your mind filled up, right? Are the people around you good people? And if not, it's okay to tell them, I'm going in a different direction, and you stand up for you. Like, that's something that's so important. So I know that you talked about host to post, all of the things, doing your coffee, sharing that daily, being consistent. You're so disciplined, Jill. Like, I just love how fire you are, because you just know where you're going. And so I guess this is one of the questions is, where do you get the majority of your customers and distributors? This isn't a trick question. Like, I didn't ask her this question, you guys. I just wanted her to be real, because I may have a different answer. So people are always asking me that. So I'm like, this is a pulling out. Like, where do you get it? Or do you feel like you get a really good mix of a lot?
I honestly do. I feel like I get a good mix of a lot. I think it all just kind of ties together. Like showing up on your stories, like me, I talk about the products and I always offer like a slide or something on there with the product. And I'll get people that swipe up daily, or I'll make a post about a product or share my results or share like my customers' results, something like that. But you guys, host posts, I'm a big advocate for host to post. I want to say that's where I get most of my customers, but last month proved me wrong. If you guys are going for a promotion, if you're not loud about your promotion, I put a post up at like 10:30 at night last month, and it had my results on it. And it said something about like we were really, really close to helping people go Ruby. I had a girl order like $150 worth of product in 5 minutes of that post being up, because people are watching. If you're consistent, they're gonna order. Okay. So it's kind of just a mixture of both. It all just ties into consistency.
Mhm.
What are you gonna commit to be consistent with? Are you gonna do I would say, I'm not going to say what are you going to commit to. Commit to being consistent with host to post, posting, showing yourself, just being real, being who you are, and showing up on your story and just letting people know what we have to offer. You don't ever see a boutique not post about their products. Okay. You never see that. They're always posting. You're going to see the reels, you're going to see everything. So show them what they have, what we have to offer. So I
Mhm.
think just being loud, it all just kind of ties together.
Yeah. I want to encourage you guys, especially new. One of the first things I do is like get them to post, or if they want to post a product or anything, I'm like, do not get discouraged, because you can go to my page right now and go look at a cleanse post that has like 6 likes on it, and a post before that has 300 or something crazy. So I don't look at that, because people are watching and they're in my inbox. And just today, the cleanse post is old and somebody wanted it. So you don't know if you're being consistent and you're sharing the product, the business, all of the things. People are nosy. They want to know what your Facebook is all about. So you have to constantly be doing that, and you can recycle. Okay. So if something did really good 3 months ago, you can go ahead and repost that to make it easier for yourself. But I encourage you, do not look at the likes and comments. I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to be encouraged and hear that I get it too. And people are in my inbox over just commenting and liking, and I'm totally fine with that. I've come to terms with it. It does not matter. I would rather have the money than the likes. So that's what I want for you guys, is just to be consistent in doing those things. I also think, I had a talk with Jill, and I encouraged her to do this. Like, if you enroll a new distributor, you guys, what's our first goal is to help them get customers into distributors. So yes, you want to enroll customers and distributors, but or even customers, but if you can enroll a new distributor and teach them how to do a messenger party or do one for them, you're going to get customers and distributors. They're going to lead you to people. And that was something that I'm like, I am not afraid. We have a great opportunity here. So if you want big business, be distributor driven. And I think, I'm always analyzing and looking at things. And I think we kind of, for some reason, I wasn't real loud about that. I mean, I've always been a distributor enroller, but it will bring you so much more if you're doing the things and willing to work with those people. So don't just sign somebody and not tell them, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to get you a messenger party up. Let's get you some interaction. Let's get you a post. Meanwhile, let's do this messenger party. And I think you'll be surprised once you start doing those. So it's just like doing a party in home, like sharing about the products, sharing a little bit about the opportunity. There's a Zoom. I will make sure you guys know what to do with messenger parties. You can probably go on YouTube and look all of those up. But I think that that's been huge for people and they see it and they'll be able to do that. And we have so much to offer you guys right now is, Ruby $500. Why not get started in business so that they can go after a Ruby bonus, an Emerald bonus, Diamond and above. We have the Jamaica trip, that everybody's eligible to go for. I feel like there's so much that we have available here and people know that. So I am very excited sometimes people need to test the waters and realize what they had was so good here. And so keep continuing to be loud, share the promotions, share what you're going for. Just like Jill said, where are you going? Maybe you're brand new. Go say, I'm going Ruby and I'm going to get a $500 bonus. I'm so excited. If you want to know more about it, message me. And you may not even know how to explain it, but your enroller or your diamond and above leader does. So I think that that's so exciting what we have here, and we just keep being louder. So Jill, I think I got all of those questions. Yeah, you did a good job. Is there anything you're like, this is it? Like I said, you could share whatever because I trust her. So if you're just like, and I got nothing, then
I do have one more thing, just because those bonuses are on the line right now. And I've actually had talks with people and they're like, it's so far out of reach, you guys. It takes a lot to go for a promotion. It really, really does. And this is like my favorite thing. Like if you're brand new, you're literally writing your story with It Works right now. You guys heard my story with the business. Maybe you're not brand new. Maybe you've been in for a while. You can always make the decision to take the business serious. So right now, write your story. What's it going to look like? Imagine Steph asking you to be on like one of her Zooms. Like how awesome would that be? Or like hosting your own Zoom for your whole entire team. Don't let anything hold you back from meeting those goals. I want to see all of you guys in Jamaica. I'm so excited. I haven't stopped talking about Punta Cana since we went, but don't let anything hold you guys back. Okay. Write down your why and push for it every single day. Do your daily affirmations, but also believe in yourself. I think everything just ties into it, but you're writing your story right now. And I don't want you to give up on yourself because that's giving up on your dreams. And this business can get you where you want to go, even if it's not the business for the rest of your life. I mean, I've had a girl on the team and she wanted to be an esthetician. She made enough money to pay for her schooling. Like that is huge. Like this can be the bus to get you to where you want to be, but you have to believe in yourself and put in the work. And I mean, that means showing up on Zoom. You guys are all on Zoom right now. Show up every single day. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I love that, you guys. It really is simple. It comes down to you making that decision. I saw somebody being uncomfortable and doing that, even putting that 2 in there to show that you're not alone here. So make that decision. Get out your calendar. What are you going to do? I've given you the action steps. Jill gave you everything that she said to do. And it comes down to you putting the action behind it. It really is simple. For customers, a distributor, repeat and teach them to do the same and watch you go Ruby. Watch you go executive, watch you go Ruby, watch you go Emerald, watch you go Diamond. You guys, it's that simple once you start doing the work. So I don't want to overcomplicate it because we have so many amazing products, so many amazing promotions, but just start and you will be so, so glad that you did. I just love Jill to pieces, you guys. So cheer her on. She's going for big promotions. Her and her team are crushing it right now. And I'm so proud of the leader that you are, the character you have, the loyalty that you have to your team, and how hard you work to make everybody else successful before yourself. I see it. Everybody on here sees it. And hopefully people can hear that a little bit more, but we do appreciate you and anybody that gets on this Zoom, you guys. I love you so much, and you are so worthy of all of these promotions that you're going after. So have an amazing night, you guys. I love you all. We will see you next Monday, and let's go crush it. Bye, guys.